Ooh, I was going to stop and not make this video until I read this, and it kind of fueled me up to make it, right? A Tottenham player out on loan scores his ninth goal of the season. Ange Postecoglou's versatility and his willingness to change. James Maddison losing points for his mom in fantasy, getting a telling off, and I think maybe even some transfer news. Let's get into this video right now, my homies. First of all, I'm Leo Kois from the Tottenham Hotspur. Please go down and like this video. I'm just going to discuss some things that I was reading online, and I thought they were worthy enough to share with you guys. The first thing being our young player, and I don't know, I'm gonna butcher his name, so I'm just gonna call him Yang. Our Korean player that we just signed, who's out on loan in the K-League, is right now smashing it up. Scored his ninth goal of the season. They did end up getting beat late in the game. The focus on this part of the video is definitely going to be about Yang. I'm 100% stoked that we got this player. The fact that he's doing the thing out there in Korea, I know that, it's not the championship. It might be steps below the Premier League, and there's probably going to be a learning curve for him when he steps into the Premier League, and that's totally fine. I'm okay with that. And hold on. It's 9 goals plus 5 assists. So now we're talking 14 goal contributions for an 18-year-old young man who will be stepping in to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium come January 1st. Like I said, this signing for me was a great piece of business. It only makes me more confident that the Spurs are doing a lot more behind the scenes that maybe in seasons past we weren't doing. We now have a structured team that is definitely more precise in the players they're wanting to get, right? Let's be real. Our recruitment has been better. Our academy players are doing better. The young players that we have brought in are definitely way better than we have in the past. So like I said, he's going to be coming to Spurs in January. I'm interested to see how long it's going to take for this young man to get some playing time. Definitely a step behind the Premier League for sure, but excited for the future and excited for what this young man has to bring us. Go down in the comments and let me know, are you excited for this one or am I just overhyping him? I honestly feel like this is a good one, and I know this will be looked at like Levy's strategic move, and that's okay. You're entitled to believe that. However, I look at it as they're doing their due diligence in the recruiting, and this man is just another piece in that puzzle. Yes, this next one, my homies, made me laugh when I read it. James Maddison apparently causing his mom to lose points in her fantasy team. She did have to send him a text message and say, "Why are you taking off your top? Keep it on. You're making me lose points in my fantasy team." And you have to say, "Mom, fair play to you. Not only do you have your son in the fantasy league, but you're looking out for our best interest as well. We do not need him getting these yellow cards." And speaking on his post-game interview, he was quoted as saying, "I don't know why I took my top off. My mom just texted me and said, 'Keep your top on next time because I've got you in my fantasy team and I got a -1 for the yellow card." Which to me, like I said, that was hilarious when I read that. Just to kind of touch on James Maddison's performance this past game, I agree with tons of people. They're saying this probably was one of James Maddison's best performances in a Tottenham kit. And yeah, if it was, it definitely was. And he topped it off with a cheeky chip over the keeper to bag our third goal. And, that's when he caught the yellow card for taking off his shirt. He definitely made a lot of us quiet this past weekend. And if he's going to be doing this every weekend, I will definitely keep my mouth shut and I won't criticize. I'm hoping he could definitely continue with this form and not only score some more goals, but I look at James Maddison, and the most integral thing that I want him to be doing is assisting the ball. And I know he has it in him to score wonder goals and to score free kicks and to be a very good set piece taker. However, for me, I really feel like we have other pieces around him that can benefit more from his unselfish play and his distribution. I think that can help the team a lot more than just his individual goals. Alistair Gold, in his podcast, talking about Ange Postecoglou and his versatility this match. If you guys noticed, our fullbacks were not as inverted. One of the biggest beneficiaries to this lack of inverted fullbackness, if you will, was James Maddison and Heung-min Son being able to do their thing a bit more freely. This is my opinion based off of what Alistair Gold was saying. He asked Rob Guest if he had noticed anything different, to which Guesty said the fullbacks weren't inverted as much. And Alistair Gold basically replied with, yeah, it's one thing being said about Ange Postecoglou, his stubbornness to change, that he was just one-dimensional. And it seemed like in this game against Brentford, he hit the nail on the head with the hammer. The way he set up and he did not invert as much was what he needed, because like I said, it opened up the space for other players, and we seen how this was able to affect the play. The fact that he did change it up, the fact that he was being ridiculed and being just basically slammed across the whole internet, not just on YouTube, but this man basically shut everybody up, Everybody's saying it's a one-trick pony. No, not going to change. He's definitely said, screw you guys, I'm going to change, and I'm going to do it right now. Was it pressure from the fans? Was it pressure from the media? Who knows? He responded, and it worked well. Another thing they talked about on the Guest and Gold podcast was the need for Tottenham fans, and everybody to just have patience for Ange Postecoglou. I won't really talk too many quotes of what they said. You could go look the video yourself, right? I'm just gonna say the patience part I could definitely echo, and I will continue to echo, and I have been echoing. We need to have patience with Ange Postecoglou. He definitely changed it up for this game. I'm looking for him to do the same against Manchester United. I'm a fan of the high line. I'm a fan of the high press. I'm a fan of the inverted fullbacks when it comes time for it, right? There's a time and a place. And if we're going to be doing it 24/7, then that worries me. The fact that we did have a game where we switched it up a bit and we were able to look good and we were able to look like we didn't skip a beat. For me, that's reassuring. And it's not just Ange Postecoglou, it's the players. We need to have patience with these players, not just Ange Postecoglou. Some of them are getting older. Some of them are just coming in through the door. Some of them are not used to the play style. They're getting used to it. Patience is needed all across the board. And I understand this is something that reverberates throughout the Spurs sphere, and it's something that is met with, different opinions. And that's totally acceptable. But patience will be key in this process. Ange Postecoglou is the first manager to withstand a full season. And I don't remember how many years, but, it got me thinking, wow. And we're starting to hear, Ange out rumors. The last thing I want to do is go through any type of a rebuild, because this is exactly what Alistair Gold was saying. We're going through this again. The last thing they want to do is rip it up and start over again. They're trying to get out of this cycle that we've been in, and I'm all for it, and I'm all for the patience. And for me, the best things in life are worth waiting for. I want to see success at my club. I want to see trophies. I don't want to see just one here, one there. No, I want to see dominance. I want people to know Spurs mean business, and I think we're on the right path. So we'll see in a few years, my homies, if I was just blowing smoke up your arse. But, if I was just blowing smoke up you, but, Now, this is the one that kind of got my gears going. And usually I'm on the same side of this opinion. However, there's something inside of me that clicked, and I read it, and it fueled me up, my homies. Jamie O'Hara went out and said proper Spurs fans are done with Sonny. Now, the reason this got to me, my homies, is because I know plenty of people that have not lost faith in Sonny. And you're telling me they're not proper Spurs fans? You're telling me that my homies that cheer on at the pub, my homies that have YouTube channels, my homies that love this team and will cheer on Heung-min Son are not proper Spurs fans? You can do one, Jamie O'Hara. And the reason I'm going to talk about this is because, yes, I have been on the same side of the opinion. I have said to other people, and I have shared this opinion openly, saying, he's washed up and we need to move on and we need to move forward. I get that. But the fact is this guy said they're not proper Spurs fans. Now, Heung-min Son, I'm going to be real with you. This season, I'm not expecting too much from him. Last season, I probably expected more. I'm not saying he let me down. I'm just saying I'm curving my expectations for him. He's a bit older. I see his pace on the ball. I see the way he's having a hard time sometimes. I see the way he struggles when he takes on his defender sometimes. I still see the Heung-min Son that beats his man, who has the assist, who scores the goal. I'm still gonna see that, and I'm fairly confident of that. So I'm officially flip-flopping. I'm gonna say Heung-min Son for Ballon d'Or this year, and I think it's possible, and it's all starting this weekend. But the real test is when we play against Manchester United. We all know that, right? Look, in all seriousness, my homies, I did think that was a shitty go at Spurs fans. There's really no way to say you're a proper or you're not a proper Spurs fan just because you want to believe in Heung-min Son or just because you feel he's washed up. It's your prerogative, man. It's your opinion. Don't call somebody a non-proper fan because you're done with him. In fact, I was probably done with Heung-min Son, but like I said, I flip-flopped and I said, you know what? Like, I'm back on the train. I'm back on the Heung-min Son train. Yes, and a video could not be complete without a bit of transfer speculation. I know it's very early, but there is this rumor that caught my eye. A player from Galatasaray, Barış Yilmaz, I know I probably said that wrong. However, a 24-year-old Turkish international playing for Galatasaray, linked to Brighton and Hove Albion, and that's the part that I like. Brighton and Hove Albion have been scouting. Let's be real. They've been scouting some fairly good players. They've been able to sell these players for big money. They haven't really lost a beat, and the fact that we're kind of scouting the same similar type of player, for me, it makes me feel good. I talked about this earlier. I'm fairly confident in the backstage process that the Spurs have going on right now, and we're being linked to a bunch of good quality young players. And not only that, we've brought in young quality players. The future, I said it earlier, the future is definitely looking bright, my homie. If we could get a player, from under the nose of one of our Premier League rivals, would be another statement signing. In my opinion, we did it with Archie Gray. We did it with Lucas Bergvall. We did it with Radu Dragushin. These players that we're scouting and coming in, they're fitting like a glove, and I'm a fan of that. Go down into the comments. Let me know if you like this video. Which one of these stories was the most interesting? What do you think of James Maddison's mom texting him and telling him, keep your top on, you're causing me points? Would you be excited if we signed the Turkish player? What do you think of the Korean player that's out on loan? Doing bits in the Korean league, if I'm honest with you. Let's bring him into the lane and let's have that form continue, right? Anyways, thank you for watching this video, my homie. If you want to check out something different, hit this video right here. I just went on an away day, an 8-hour drive to watch my local team play. You got to check it out.